Nopenguin here. June 11th, 2021. That was the day that the new Penguin support was announced. Among those cards is a card I have not used yet. Penguin Sword. With this sword, I will protect the honor of penguins everywhere and cement them as a Tier 1 mega threat. This is Infernoble Penguins. And here is the list. When I was looking around for an engine to help use Penguin Sword, Infernoble kept showing up, and after looking into it, I found they were the best fit. Not only were they able to dump and subsequently add Penguin Sword, they also did a pretty good job of getting access to Penguin Brave, which is the baseline criteria for what constitutes a Penguin deck on this channel. Infernoble may have lost a place in the game since Smokinade was banned, but paired with Penguin, I can show you there's still a deck worth fearing. With that, let's go into the card by card. To start us off, we have one Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. This is a great end boss and really consistent to go into in this deck. 2 Therion's Bull-Eye. This is a great card to search off of Isold, and frankly it's a really good card for going second. You could just equip a card from your graveyard to it, special summon it, and get to pop a card. This card really fits well into this deck, and I'm glad it's here. Triple Super Quantum Red Layer. It's a fire monster and it's a free special summon from hand. It's just really good all around. Helps start your boards, and just having an extra free summon is always nice. 1 Infernoble Knight Ogier. This is the card I want to summon off of Isold. It's amazing because it gets to dump either a equip spell or a fire monster I want to get into, and with Reynold I'm going to be able to add that to the hand. This is most likely to send off Gearfried, but if I need to get into Penguin Sword I can also send that. 2 Infernoble Knight Olivier. This is a extender. You just gotta discard either a Fire Warrior or a equip spell from the field or hand to the graveyard to special summon it out. Just a good little bit of extra extension if you get negated by hand traps or things like that. It's just a good little bit of backup. Double Infernoble Knight Reynold. This card is amazing. I want to see this in my hand pretty much every time. I'll search that if I do not have it. This is what allows us to get things like Gearfried, like Penguin Sword from the graveyard to the hand. It's really a great card, and I probably would have fit an extra copy of it if I were to make this deck again. Triple Neospace Connector, just for easy Isold plays here with Aqua Dolphin. 1 Secret 6 Samurai Genba, just a level 2 tuner that can summon off Isold, really useful for going into Penguin Brave. Triple Fire Flint Lady, great extender, sometimes usable for getting cards out of the hand. To start our Penguin engine, we have 2 Great Emperor Penguin. The Penguin engine in this deck is a lot smaller than it usually is, but it's perfectly fine for what the deck does. We have Triple Penguin Champion, an absolute mainstay in pretty much any Penguin deck. Set any monster to special summon this to the hand, really easy to go into Penguin Brave, and frankly, it's the card that makes this deck work. 3 Penguin Champion. This card is great. Literally just set any monster in the deck, special summon it, and it's really easy to go into things like Penguin Brave. Also, this card allows us to gain access to our only spell trap negation in the entire deck, which is a problem that will come up later. 1 Nopenguin, obviously the best card in the deck, it's so good, fight me. 1 Polar Penguin, great to summon off of Great Emperor Penguin for a bounce and to go into Penguin Brave. 1 Penguin Soldier, the guard of the deck and the card that's mandatory to play because it's the best card to summon off of Penguin Brave. Rounding off our Penguin line, we have Triple Penguin Gardens. This card is amazing. Search out any of the penguins that you need in that given moment. It's great. I can't think of a single reason why not to play 3 of these. 1 Reinforcement of the Army, and Triple Heritage of the Chalice. These cards are just here to search out our warrior monsters. Really good for just starting our combos, getting the card we don't need. It's a search card. It's a search card. What do you want from me? Speaking of search cards, we have Infernoble Arms Durendal. This is a search card disguised as an equipped spell. It's great. Then we have 2 Penguin Sword, the absolute point of this deck, and now we're playing 2 Penguin Sword, the absolute reason we are making this deck and the star of the show. If equipped to a Penguin monster, it gains 800 attack, but more importantly, if a card is bounced or banished due to a Penguin effect, that card and cards with that name cannot be activated until the end of the next turn. So even if you bounce something on your turn, your opponent won't be able to use that card until the next turn, which is actually really great. Rounding off our equips, we have 1 DDR, 1 Divine Sword Phoenix, 1 Living Fossil. You know what this is about, you've seen this, you've played Isold. And finally, we have 2 Armory Arm. This is a cheeky little way just to quick effect, get Penguin Sword onto your Penguin Brave during your opponent's turn. Really, it's just a way I can search out Penguin Brave because you really don't need the equip on the turn. The equip is mostly used the turn after, so having a set doesn't really make it a problem. This is just an extra couple copies of Penguin Sword. Now onto our extra deck, we have 1 Geomathmech Final Sigma. This is a towers if in the extra monster zone. You can go into it, but it's not common. This card is not as essential to go into each game as with normal Infernoble Knight decks, which is perfectly fine. We have plenty of other synchros we could go into, most importantly Penguin Brave. 1 Borderlord Savage Dragon and 1 Dragite, good negates, but Dragite is specifically here because Penguin Champion needs a water monster to go into, Psyframe Lord Omega, Power Tool Dragon, and 1 Penguin Brave. You really only need the 1 because you only have the 1 Penguin Soldier, but overall it is a great card and I love it. Next we have Infernoble Knight Vanguard Roland, Herald of the Arclight, Access Code, Appaloosa, and Nightmare Unicorn. I don't think these cards need any reasoning for them. Then we have 2 Isold Two Tails of the Noble Knight. This card is amazing. It is the best card in the deck, and going into this multiple times within a game is always good. 1 Crystron Halka Fibrax helps with building into Access Code lines, but we do not play Selene in this deck because we don't actually play Valor, or any hand traps for that case. This is a risky deck, but I really needed to fit both the Infernoble Knight and the Penguin Ninjas in here, so cut me some slack, I ran out of space. But with that, let's go into the replays. Our first replay is up against Furians. Now, I get to go first, and this is really good here. I get to start with Red Layer, and basically this replay is here to show what a going first turn looks like, and really how far the deck can push itself. Isold is a big part of this. Isold able to add that Furian Bullseye for next turn, special summon out the Ogier. Ogier is going to send us our Gearfried, then our Railnold is going to grab it to the hand. From here we can just go ahead, special summon the Ovier, and go for Appaloosa. Penguin Brave, special summon Penguin Soldier, equip Penguin Sword, and then we will special summon the Gearfried. So from here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of interruption, and basically the opponent's going to have to work through all of that to do anything. Or they can Lava Golem. Fortunately, they don't really have anything, so we could just move on. Our next replay is up against Sword Soul. I get to go first, but unfortunately, they have the Infib. But impressively, they actually play Iris Sword Soul, which is kind of strange. I really don't have anything else, so I get to pass turn. They have the long one, they're going to special summon it, and go into Baron. Baron will use this effect and destroy my monster. Luckily, they actually don't have any more plays, and I can just only take 5,500, and they will pass turn. I get to start my turn. I already have the Furion Bulls in hand, so I can actually bait this Baron negation and go from here. I will go ahead and set Fire Flame Lady, special summon Champion. They will go ahead and special summon Malicious, for all things. From here, I'm really just going to be able to pop off, add the Furion back to my hand, go for Isold. Isold will go ahead and get us the Gearfried for next turn, and then I shall special summon Ogier. Ogier is going to go ahead and send another useless card to the graveyard. I will Nightmare Unicorn, bouncing back to Baron to go into Access Code Talker. From here, it's easy enough just to dismantle their board a bit. I do decide to use the extra banish on the Malicious just because I wanted to get some damage in. Phoenix Blade at the hand for next turn, and that is it. They get to go first, and they fucking brick. It's pretty great. Because they have this Gamma up, they really can't negate any monster effects, which is kind of an oversight, but from here I can just go ahead, build my board, get Gearfried out, attack with my monsters, and win game. Our last matchup is up against B-Trooper, and I get to go first once again, and I actually have pretty much the nuts hand that we saw the first time go around. I get to go full combo. They do not have a hand trap, so I get to just kind of do my thing. But it does show a very significant problem with the deck, as you will soon see as we go on here. It's, you'll see. Either way, this is the exact same combo as you saw in the first replay. Go into Penguin Brave, special summon out Penguin Soldier. I have the Gearfried in hand, and I also have Penguin Gardens, which, if you didn't know this, it can also search out the Penguin Spell Traps, which is pretty freaking cool. Just equip the Gearfried with all the monsters in the graveyard and pass turn. And they draw Raigeki. Yep. So, as you can see, this deck doesn't actually deal with spell traps very well. I had about 5 monster negates there, but yeah, they're just gonna kind of style over me at this point. B-Trooper can absolutely pop off with the littlest amount of cards, and as you can see, they just decided to go into Access Code Talker to get rid of my monsters, starting with getting rid of the card that prevents me from targeting Gearfried, and to top it all off, they go DPE, so yeah, not really good here. They don't actually have enough to kill me, but with a DPE on the field, it's going to be a hard one. I get to go first, and I draw Fire Flame Lady, which is absolutely not enough. They're going to go Therion. I'm going to try to destroy it, but they'll actually let it go through. It really doesn't matter what I do here. No matter who I target, I was always going to lose this. Well, that was the deck. This has been Infernoble Penguins, and as you can see, the deck does a really good job at setting up monster negates, not so much with setting up spell and trap negates. But overall, I think that's okay. I'm really happy with how the deck turned out, all things considered, and I think this goes to show that Infernobles do still have it in them. Because if you're able to take out the Penguin engine and just add general hand trap, Yu-Gi-Oh bullshit, I really think this deck has a chance. With the Penguin engine, it even has more of a chance. But that is all for today. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. This is Nopenguin, signing out, and also, get ready for tomorrow. Because it's coming. You know what